God, please save me. My mother want knock me.
They say when the cat is away, the mice will play. But in Chief's house, when the madam was home alone, the gateman wasn't just playing, he was praying for the ground to open up and swallow him whole. Emeka checked his phone for the 5th time. A text from Favour, the chef, would light up his world. A text from Madam sent a cold shiver down his spine. Today, Chief had traveled to London for a 2-week business conference. By 9 p.m., the inevitable came. Emeka, come and check this generator inside. It is making a funny noise. Madam Yemisi's voice crackled through the house intercom. Emeka knew the generator was purring like a kitten. He sighed, adjusting his uniform. Madam Yemisi was a beautiful woman, no doubt. With her expensive gele and designer gowns, she was the envy of the estate. But in the quiet of the night, with her husband gone, her eyes held a hunger that had nothing to do with the delicious meals Favour prepared in the kitchen. He walked into the dimly lit living room. The air was thick with the scent of lavender and expensive perfume. Madam was draped on the sofa in a silk gown, a glass of red wine in her hand. "My son, that noise they worry me," she said, patting the space beside her. "Sit down, you are stressing yourself standing." Emeka hesitated. His heart belonged to Favour, the bubbly, round-cheeked chef who made the best jollof rice in Surulere and laughed at his terrible jokes. Favour was real. Madam was a fantasy wrapped in trouble. "Madam, I think the noise now from outside. Maybe a neighbor's generator," he said, standing his ground. Madam Yemisi pouted. "Emeka, you are always so serious. You know Chief is away and I am here alone. A woman needs strong shoulders to lean on." She rose and walked toward him, her movement slow and deliberate. She placed a hand on his chest. "You are a fine man, Emeka. Why are you wasting your time with that pot-banging girl in the kitchen? I can change your life." Emeka's heart hammered against his ribs. This was the line, the point of no return. He gently but firmly removed her hand. "Madam, with respect, Favour is not a pot-banging girl. She is my friend, and I am your gateman. I am here to secure the house, not to disrespect it." The air crackled. Madam Yemisi's eyes narrowed, a mix of shock and intrigue. No one said no to her. Before she could react, the kitchen door swung open. Favour stood there, framed in the doorway. She had heard everything. Her eyes, wide with surprise, met Emeka's look of panic. "Madam, I'm so sorry to interrupt," Favour said, her voice steady but her hands trembling slightly. "I brought your warm tea with honey as you requested for your throat." Madam Yemisi stepped back from Emeka, flustered but quickly recovering her regal composure. "Ah, Favour, thank you. Just leave it on the table." Favour placed the tray down, her gaze lingering on Emeka for a second longer than necessary. It was a look that said, "We will talk about this later." She retreated to the kitchen, but she left the door slightly ajar. The next morning, the kitchen was a tense zone. Favour was chopping onions with a ferocity that suggested the onions had personally offended her ancestors. "Emeka, abeg, move," she snapped as he reached for a glass of water. "Favour, it's not what you think," he pleaded. "I called her, I had to go, and I told her no. I told her about you." Favour stopped chopping. "You told her about me?" "Emeka, I am the cook. You are the gateman. In her eyes, we are just furniture with salaries. She doesn't see us." "She saw me last night," Emeka said, his voice low, "and I saw her for what she is. But when I see you, I see my future. Favour, when I look at you, I don't see a chef. I see the woman I want to eat all my meals with for the rest of my life." Favour's eyes softened, the anger melting into something warmer. A small smile touched her lips. "Eh? You and your sweet talk. You think because you refuse the madam, I will just fall into your arms?" "No," he said, moving closer. "I think because you are the most beautiful and hardworking woman in this house, and because your stew is the only thing that gives me life, I am already in yours." He gently took her hand, the one with the knife, and placed it on his chest. "Feel that? That heartbeat is only for you." For a moment, they were the only two people in the world. The scent of frying tomatoes and spices mingled with the unspoken promise between them. Favour reached up and wiped a smudge of dirt from his cheek, a tender gesture that spoke volumes. "You are a foolish man, Emeka, refusing Madame for a common cook." "I am a lucky man," he corrected her softly. Just as their faces were inches apart, Madam Yemisi's voice boomed from the corridor. "Favour, what is for breakfast? I hope you are not distracting my gateman from his duties." They jumped apart, but the seed of their love had been firmly planted. A desperate woman is a dangerous woman, but a scorned madam with a black card? That is a whole different level of catastrophe. She decided to fight fire with fire, forgetting that the kitchen fire was Favour's specialty. Days passed. Madam Yemisi watched the chemistry between Emeka and Favour with growing irritation. They were always laughing in the backyard while she was stuck inside with her phone. It was an insult. One afternoon, she called Emeka to her room. This time, she didn't bother with the pretense of a faulty generator. "Emeka," she said, sitting at her vanity. She opened her purse and pulled out a thick wad of cash. "There is 50,000 naira here. Plus, I will send your village people money to fix your mother's roof. I know about your mother's roof, you see. I know everything." Emeka stared at the money. It was more than his 3-month salary. "I don't want love," Madam Yemisi continued, her voice smooth as silk. "I just want company. You give me what I want while Chief is away, and your problems are over. You can even marry your little chef after, I don't care. But now you belong to me." The offer was tempting. It could solve everything. But as he looked at the money, he didn't see his mother's new roof. He saw Favour's disappointed face. He saw himself selling his soul. He pushed the money back across the vanity. "I'm sorry, madam. I am not for sale." Madam Yemisi's face hardened. "You will regret this. I will fire you. I will tell Chief you stole from me. I will make sure you never walk in Lagos again." Emeka's blood ran cold. She had the power to do it. Just then, there was a knock. Chief's voice, loud and jovial, echoed from the hallway. "Yemisi, darling, the conference ended early. I brought you a gift." Panic seized Madam Yemisi. She shoved the money back into her purse. Emeka straightened his uniform, his heart pounding. In Nigeria, we have a saying, "What a man cannot solve, a woman's cooking can." Favour was about to prove that her pot of stew was mightier than Madam Yemisi's sword of seduction. Chief Barrister Akinwande walked in, dropping his luggage. "Emeka, my good man, how is the security? Any trouble?" Before Emeka could answer, Madam Yemisi rushed to her husband. "Darling, no trouble at all. Everything is perfect now that you are home." Chief grinned, pulling a small box from his pocket. "I got you a diamond necklace." But as he handed it over, he sniffed the air. A rich, tantalizing aroma wafted from the kitchen. "Ah, is that Favour's pepper soup I smell?" Just then, Favour appeared, carrying a steaming bowl. She looked calm and composed. "Chief, sir, welcome back. I thought you might be tired from the journey, so I prepared a light pepper soup with goat meat, just the way you like it." Chief's eyes lit up. He took the bowl, ignoring his wife. "Favour, God bless you. This is why I keep you. This airport food is terrible." As he ate, he noticed tension. "Everybody looks stressed. Is anything wrong?" It was a moment of truth. Madam Yemisi shot Emeka a look of pure venom. Emeka looked at Favour, his eyes pleading for a miracle. Favour took a deep breath. "Chief, sir, there is something." Madam Yemisi's face went pale. Favour continued. "Emeka here has been wanting to ask for your permission for something." Chief looked intrigued. "Oh, what is it, my boy?" Emeka, catching on, stepped forward. He took Favour's hand. "Sir, with your permission, I want to respectfully court your chef, Favour. She is a good woman, and I have the deepest respect for your house, and would never let it interfere with my duties." Chief stared at them for a second, then let out a thunderous laugh. "Ha! Young love! Favour, this man wants to take my best chef away from my kitchen." Favour smiled. "Never, sir. My kitchen will always be open for you." Chief clapped Emeka on the back. Good man. Any man who wants to marry a woman who can cook like this has excellent taste. You have my blessing. But if you break her heart, I will use you as a security man for a cemetery. Understood? Everyone laughed, except Madam Yemisi, who stood frozen, her diamond necklace forgotten. Her secret game had been checkmated by a simple bowl of pepper soup and a declaration of pure, honest love. 6 months later, a small but lively wedding took place in the church. Chief Barrister Akinwande was the chairman of the occasion, beaming with pride. Madam Yemisi sat beside him, clapping politely, her schemes a distant memory, buried under the weight of her husband's happiness. Emeka and Favour danced under the canopy. They had faced the lioness in her den and came out not just alive, but thriving. As the DJ played a sweet Mercy Chinwo song, Emeka held his new wife close. You see, I whispered, I was just the gateman, but you were the key to my happiness. Favour smiled, resting her head on his shoulder. And you, Emeka, are the only man I will ever allow to enter my kitchen. They had learned that the strongest lock in the world cannot stand against the right key. And in the house of Chief, the gateman had finally found home.